Alright guys, so we got those sorted out, put them into sports, PC and non-PC. First up, it's my only basketball card from this delivery, but it's a good one. So this is a LeBron James Marvels. As you may have seen, I've already got the Zion and the Jar already at PSA. I think they're stuck at a warehouse. I think they got there just as lockdown was announced, so they'll be kind of the last ones to come back through, annoyingly. But this one looks really good. Again, really good centering, perfect kind of corners. So one to look at and potentially grade as well. Be a nice kind of trio, those three. Moving on to baseball. I'm not really sure what this card was or from who. I definitely didn't purchase it. I have no idea if it has value. I doubt it. It seems it was probably a freebie or an error. But there we go, Mike Zanino. Thank you, that person. Big up on my Tatis at the minute. So here's my guy, El Nino. There's his nickname edition, and it's the Fire Emoji 75 numbered parallel. Really high on his stuff. As one of the best shortstops in the game. And again, I'm really kind of investing in him. Moving on, we've got Eloy. These are archives, I believe. Again, the Tatis, that might be living set. Very nice, very centered. And here's a fun one. So it's a Fernando Tatis heritage from the minor leagues, featuring a 69 minted genuine US nickel that you see there, upside down. And it looks like he's thrown in some freebies. So let's check these out. It looks like the card was slightly too small for the top loader. She's throwing these to bulk it. Not sure what we've got here. And there we go, that is 4 of 99. When he was at the San Antonio Missions. So we've got some Flair stickers, very nice. For the White Sox, the Twins, the A's and the Astros. None of my teams, but pretty cool for a freebie. Always appreciate a freebie. So we'll throw those in there. This card is a card that has little value at the minute, but I think it could really rise. These two are both kind of star guys. So I'll be holding on to this one. It could become kind of a $30, $40 card at least. Picked it up for $2, so what's the worst case? You lose $2. And it's a really nice card. Really nice photography. And then here we've got the Tatis out of 2019 case breakers. So these are kind of given out to the big dudes that buy a lot of Panini stuff. The National. So this is all about a lovely pink and blue kind of parallel. It's really nice design. Perhaps you'll see another one in a minute. Onto the PC of baseball. We'll start at the top here. This is the core Bowman's Best from 2017. So it is indeed Bellinger's rookie year. Mirror Best with photo. My guy. That's a really cool card. Obviously a Hall of Famer here. Most likely a Hall of Famer with Bellinger if he continues his progression. Here's my PC guy again, the lefty Nadolo. Didn't have his chrome first, so I picked this up. Nice and cheap. And a variation chrome Mojo from this year's, I believe. 2019, yeah, that's Nick Senzel. Just a nice card. And then keeping on the Nick Senzel theme, we've got the Class 1, Class 2 and Class 3 of Gold Label rookies. So really nice cards here. I think his stuff is very undervalued at the minute. Obviously struggled last year with a mix of injuries and his slow progression into the major league. But I think there's a lot of potential there. We'll see what happens with the shortened season. Most likely not much this year, but kind of moving on 2021 and onwards, I think Nick Senzel can really rake. And speaking of rakers, we've got this guy here, Puig, the wild horse as they call him. He was really fun to watch last year as the Reds. And then obviously Voto, a really nice photo from Heritage 2019. So a big fan of that card. Talked about some Donruss earlier. Here is it again. Here's that eye parallel 25. That's of Eugenio Suarez. But here's my guy. So there's the 100 for the 100. Makes sense. And the 75 on the fire, as we saw with the El Nino. We already have the 50, so it's just the 25 left and the 1 of 1. This isn't the exact 1 of 1, but it is a printing plate 1 of 1 for that product. So that's nice to have. I believe it is it doesn't say, but I think that's magenta plate, looking at the colour. And speaking of 1 of 1s, here's another 1 of 1, a contentious 1 of 1, as you may say. It's a Transcendent VIP 2020 1 of 1. Some of these guys actually had multiple 1 of 1s, depends on the card. I know Castillo definitely had 2 at least. I missed out on the first one, so here's buying the second one. This is the advanced stat variation, should I say. But pretty cool to have 1 of 1, even if it is kind of a restamp reprint. Cool story. It's quite nice, the 2020 logo, just having that kind of repetition of the 20s. Looks a bit cleaner than kind of a 2019. Pretty cool year. Obviously this year is going to be remembered for a lot of reasons, not just the Rona. But keeping on Castillo, we've got a out of 50 from Inception. Not huge on the design this year, but I thought I'd pick one up, nice and cheap. Finishing with a Gypsy Queen, and this is the Bazooka back, which I think is a really cool variation. Really colourful. Obviously these cards used to come with Bazooka gums back in the day, so it's a really kind of nice throwback to that history. Big fan of that. And then moving on to football, try and fire through this. So drop the bottom card there, you see it, that's my guy. I was a big fan of his draft stock last year. This is Jermaine Pratt on the rookie ticket, so numbered to his jersey number 57. I'm now up to 8 of 9 on my page of rookie tickets for the Bengals, which I'll show you in a later video. But yeah, big fan of his. I think he can really come on year 2. He really came on down the stretch as a linebacker. He's never going to have huge value, but kind of I expect him to be a lot better, kind of a prospect as we move on. Continuing on the Bengals theme, here's a really nice card from Treasure 16. Throwback to the lost playoff pain with these guys, Vontez Perfect, Adam Jones, and obviously Gino and Carlos, who are studs for the Bengals franchise. Not numbered, but really cool. It is numbered, apologies. It's numbered out of 25. Really nice card. I picked this up really cheap. I think it's about $5-6. And then this one was a little bit more, $15 to $20, I believe. But it's beautiful. It's a flawless, and it's 1 of 10. And look at these game 1 patches. Look at that grass stain on AJ. 2 colours there, and then 2 colours with repetition on the stripe there. And these are all game used. Really big fan of that card. Obviously 3 guys that I've followed for years. Obviously this is the last year of Andy, but hopefully Joe sticks around and we can get AJ healthy for a couple more years. Again, we talked about Pratt. This is number 1 of 25. Again, really cheap pickup. Love Luminance's design, even if it is the college format. That orange ink, not ink, but print on the emboss looks really good. Big fan of that card. And it's not a Bengals card per se, it's a Kyler Murray card, but I enjoyed the humour of this one. Running away past the Bengals defenders here. That's always good. Something we saw a lot of last year, but it brought us Burrow, so let's see how that goes. Here's our cornerback 1 now, guaranteed with Dre out. Big fan of William Jackson. Hopefully he can take another step this year. Numbered to 149. Really big fan of his when he was back in Houston. Another guy I was a huge fan of, sadly moved on, I believe, to Jacksonville. It's Tyler Eifert. This is his rookie card, black, numbered 32 of 99. Really nice design on black. You can just about see the Bengals logo there in matte black. That's pretty cool. And then we're moving up back onto Prism Draft. So we saw T. Higgins earlier and Mitchell Wilcox. So we got the 7th rounder, Marcus Bailey. The 6th rounder, Hakeem Adeniji, doesn't have a card. He's an offensive lineman. That's rare. Khalid Kareem, who was our 5th rounder. Logan Wilson, the 3rd rounder. And Akeem Davis Jr., who was our 4th rounder. And then this guy, that is my first Burrow card. Not pulled myself. That'll be a big aim this year. It's going to be expensive. If I stop making videos, I've probably gone bust. But yeah, there's my first Joe Burrow card, and it is orange in team colours and numbered. No, ignore me, it's not numbered. No, it's not numbered. Apologies. But still, really cool. First Burrow card out of the way. Then a couple of Oregon PC guys for me. So we've got Jake Breland, who has a really good prospect. Had a horrible ACL 5 games into the season, but before that had some kind of early round talk. So it'd be interesting to see if he can get healthy and back on the field. And then Troy Dye, same again. I got questions about his kind of willingness to play, but this guy played through a torn meniscus and played with a broken hand for half the season, so I don't think that's the issue. He led Oregon in tackles for 4 straight years, so kind of a really prolific linebacker. I think he's been undervalued. I think the Vikings have picked up a stud there. Another guy who I love the stock of, and you saw in a Brick Takes in 2, it's Justin Madabuke, who annoyingly has gone to the Ravens. I really think he'll help provide them with some inside pass rush. Again, silver auto. And then we've got the AJ Green. That is a rookie card from Topps Legends. Big fan of that, picking up a few AJs. Coming to the end of his career, but it's been a stellar one. Crown Royal Pro Bowl, really nice die cut there. A Living Legends for Illusions. These are all kind of low end cards, but really nice inserts. And Gridiron Kings, big fan of Gridiron Kings. Seen it's come up in Chronicles this year. I've purchased a box or 2 of that. Whether I'll open those or sell them, we'll see. But yeah, big fan of the Gridiron Kings format. And then a couple of more mix-ins out of Elite, 49 and 49. The orange, that is this year's, 2019. Nice glitter effect. This is the printed to 20 variations, and this is Optic 2018. We also have 2019 coming, and 2017 we already have. It's one of my favourite cards, in fact. Here's the red Optic season ticket, and that's numbered to 199. And a couple in here. So we got the first off the line from Select 2019. As you know, I've got the die cuts of AJ Green, tiger print and zebra print. Let's see what he's thrown in with this. Some playbook cards. So we've got Zay Jones, Zeke, Alshon Jeffrey, Zach Ertz, Juju, Carry-On, and yes, nice. That's PC card for me. It's Marcus Mariota. Happy with that one for a freebie. Last few kind of cards. Sorry guys, this one's going a bit long. I might even clip it into 2. So we'll start here. So as many of you know, guys who've watched the videos before, I do have a a Saquon signed jersey. Here it is. So the plan is to get that signed and framed, and this card's going to go into the base. Really nice card. It's a silver prism of his rookie selection, where he was the 2nd overall pick. I think he will come back and shine this year. He was injured a lot of last year and played with a terrible side, so I think his value can only go up, considering his talent is immense for the running back position. He just needs to put up the numbers to show it now. Another guy I'm huge on is AJ Brown. Again, the silver, and it's when he was picked, around 251. Big fan of that. And we finished the rainbow excluding the 1 of 1. Nick Bosa Obsidian rookie patch autos. This is the 150. We already revved the 100, 75, 50, 25, just that one of one we need. Some guy did list it. He listed it for $2,000. I wasn't going to pay that when these are going for kind of $50, $60. I tried to barter with him, pay way over the price, and he wasn't interested. Took it off listing eventually. So sadly, I don't think we'll ever finish that one of that rainbow, which is a bit sucky. Back on case breakers, this guy is huge. Drew Lock, I think he's going to be one to really watch this year as an investment point of view. And so I picked a couple more of his cards up. You'll see in future. A little off center this one, so it's not going to be a grader, but still a rarity. A really cool, interesting card. Won't have the same value as kind of set cards. People kind of take a bit of value off the national cards as they're printed kind of exclusively for an event. They don't like them as much as picking from sets. But Drew Lock is definitely one to watch with the guys he's drafted around him. CD Lamb is special as a wide receiver. You've got guys like Hamler as well, speed element, and they have no issues at running back either. Speaking of good quarterbacks, this is a guy I'm really starting to pick a lot of before it's too late. So these are all second year cards. Already you'll see the first year cards are getting crazy value, looking at even basic inserts at $60, $70 a piece. So picking these up at kind of $3, $4, they're only going to climb if his career progresses on the same scale that you think it's going to. If he's a super Hall of Famer going forwards, these will start to grow in value, looking at kind of $30, $40 going forward. Looking at kind of picking up an auto or a rookie, it's just going to be kind of saving that cost for Burrow and debating what I want long term. But yeah, big fan of Mahomes. He's really a generational prospect. If he can stay healthy and around Andy Reid and guys like Tyreek Hill as weapons, he's going to have a special career. Certainly the numbers he'll put up are going to be staggering. Noticed there was a eBay sale for a 5 of 5 Brady and Mahomes dual auto from Flawless this year, and it went for crazy money. I think we're talking 15, 20k, which you think about it's crazy, but that card's only going to go up in value. Brady's obviously going to be a Hall of Famer, and Mahomes looks likely to be too. If they're both in the Hall of Fame, that card's going to be special. Anyway, enough of ranting. This video's gone long. Silver Hollow of Nick Bosa. You know, guys, I'm a big fan of Bosa. Pretty well centered. There's no real surface marks, but we can look at that later. So, a big fan of Bosa. And then last one, Elite Series insert from Mahomes. Anything that kind of has markers like this, elite, words that kind of generate recognition that you expect with a player, they kind of go up in more value, kind of the recognition and collector valueship worthiness. Speaking of collector value, these are special. These are 4 packs of Bowman First. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these yet. I'm going to think on it. I'm probably going to open 1 or 2. Might even try some weighing packs on the channel just to kind of increase our luck at getting something, whether that's parallel or an auto. Really trying to hit those Jason Dominguez, Bobby Witt or Robert Poisson, who I think could be the best of the lot. Perhaps even may get a pack or 2 graded and show you that process. Because I think these, as long as the issue is, if they repeat this every year, they see how much it made this year and repeat it, it loses value. If this is a one-off, this could be really special in terms of value. Just because of that rarity, the nostalgia of, oh yeah, remember when we were all locked in for COVID. So we saw the blaster earlier, here's the cello. So we do a little box battle for those 2. And then our last few cards, it's a little something quirky. I won't show you them all, but I'll show you the top ones. So this is the Gary V set, mixing players with wines, which I thought was pretty cool. I'm a big wine fan, big fan of cooking. If you follow my Instagram at Docarilla, you'll see that. The minute there's only wines and food, cards will be coming. But these are pretty cool. We've got Nick Senzel in there with the young Barolo. We've got a young left bank Bordeaux. They've really gone all in on the wines here, not just your classic Chardonnay, Sauvignon Blanc. But yeah, we've got some really cool players in here. We've got Shohei, Judge, Mookie, Yelich, Baez, Bellinger, Acuna, and Pete Alonso. So no Trout, interestingly, but all the other kind of big guys in the league right now. Huge fan of that set. Definitely going to kind of save a page in my binder for that. Huge fan of that. Anyway, guys, that's all from this one. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're ready to see all this stuff open on the channel in the coming weeks. We're doing grading. Hopefully getting some grading back at some point this year. And it's going to be a big year kind of looking for those Burrow cards. So if you enjoyed this video and the last video, please like and subscribe and come back and comment below. Cheers, guys.